Hey, Rosie. It's getting close to your mom's birthday, you know. I would really like this newly released dishwasher that just came out a few weeks ago. I looked it up and it costs around $3,000, but I'm sure you'll still get it for me, right? What? $3,000 for a dishwasher? But I've heard that also costs a little bit to have it installed, so round that up to $5,000, and I'm thinking that's what the total will be. You can just send me that money, actually. I'll be the one to go and buy it. Wait, Mom, $5,000 is a little too much if you ask me. What are you talking about? Your husband Rick is a CEO, so he's got to be making loads of money doing that, right? $5,000 for a present shouldn't be a problem for you at all. If you let him know about this, I'm sure he'll pitch in, considering it's his mother-in-law's birthday of all days. When it comes to men, they'll do anything to make their mother-in-laws happy. But I'm no longer his wife anymore. Rather, his ex-wife now. I'm sorry for never letting you know about this, but just recently Rick and I got a divorce. Huh? You and Rick got a divorce? That's right, just last month actually. So I'm not sure he's going to be joining me in celebrating your birthday this year, especially now that the both of us are trying to finish all the paperwork up from the divorce and are getting ready to start our new lives. I'm sorry, but can we wait a little while before celebrating your birthday this year? Are you kidding me? My birthday only comes once every year, and it's very important. Every year so far, you've been taking me to these really upscale restaurants and stuff, right? And along with that, you would always give me the most amazing and expensive presents. There's no way you're gonna skip celebrating my birthday this year. Then how about next year I give you both this year's and next year's presents? Right now, I'm having to get used to living on my own again, and it's costing me a lot of my money to do so. To be frank, $5,000 for a present this year is just not happening. No freaking way! I want to know what the hell you were thinking getting a divorce from Rick. You do not need to start living on your own again. Just go back to him and make up already. You're a freaking idiot for letting a husband with that much money go. I don't want to get back together with him, though, and I had every right to leave that man. Rick has been cheating on me for a long time now. And not just with one woman, but two. He already had a wife and still managed to be going out with 2 other women. No way I'm going to keep him around. And what's so bad about cheating? What's wrong with him having 2 other women around him? Who cares that he loves other women besides you? It's all about his money. What? If you let a CEO husband like that slip away from you, you'll never be able to live your life of luxury again. And he was willing to send his wife's mother $1,500 a month so that she could be financially safe as well. And now you're telling me you divorced someone who is both nice and loaded because he had other women he loves? You're the most stupid woman I've ever known. Hold on a second, Mom. Your daughter was just cheated on by her husband. Are you neither sad or upset or something like that happening? Why are you getting upset at me for this? Because you're not going to be the one giving me money. I don't give a damn how useless my daughter feels about what happened. Huh? Ugh! Ever since you were a little girl, you've always been causing me and everyone around you so much trouble. Now that you've got him messed up big time, I'm going to have to do something about this. I'm going to make him take you back again, and you're going to apologize to him for ever thinking that you could divorce him like that. I want you on your hands and knees apologizing to him over getting a divorce over something as common as being cheated on.
Yo, Rosie? Are you really regretting divorcing me that badly already? You were so pissed off at me for having 2 other girlfriends when married to you. It's kind of cute that you'd be crying and wanting me back when it hasn't even been a month yet.
Huh?
Because of that, I think I will let you get back together with me. But that'll only happen as long as you come and apologize to me. I want you to come and say that you're so sorry for getting upset with me for cheating on you. Then I'll let you come back to my side.
I'd rather not come back to you, actually. Don't ever talk to me again, please. Who would ever want to go back to a man whore like you anyways?
What?
Let me guess. My mom got in contact with you and told you all about me. I bet her exact words were that I was regretting ever divorcing you, so please let me remarry you again or something along those lines. That woman always finds the most aggravating ways to get under my skin, stupid woman.
Are you not regretting everything? Are you not crying right now about the fact that you divorced me over me cheating? What about all that stuff she told me about you crying over me all the time? That's what your mum was telling me about you.
And all of that was a lie my mom was telling you. I don't regret a thing about divorcing you, and I have not cried once about you being out of my sight for the past month. If anything, I'm getting pretty upset right now because I once again have to talk to you. You really thought I'd be coming to you crying about how I want to get back together and I'm so sorry for what happened?
You're not going to.
Like I said, who would ever want to get back together with a man whore like you, alright? Don't you even try talking to me like this again, you idiot. If you try this again, I'm gonna make sure you never have the means of talking to anyone again.
You freaking bitch. It's things like that that made you so darn annoying and forced me to cheat on you. You were just given a chance to finally come back to me by your mum. You're going to regret never taking what your mum and I were going to give you. If you come back crying someday, wanting to be a CEO's wife again, I'm going to ignore you and look at my two beautiful women that I still have near me.
The only one that's going to regret anything is you, Rick. When you come back crying to me about how you want to have a loving and caring wife like myself back, I'm going to ignore you and continue living the wonderful life I finally have again. What the hell do you think you're doing, you moron? I'd gone through all the trouble to get you Rick back and everything. You're freaking brain dead for letting the one chance you had of getting back together with that man go to waste. Do you have any idea how hard I worked to get Rick to even think about wanting someone like you back in his life? I never asked you to do something like that. Stop doing such stupid crap behind my back, woman. Ugh. Who do you think you are talking back to me like that? I was doing all of that for your sake. Not only have you gone and ruined what I was trying to give you, but you never even said thanks for it. You're the worst daughter this world has ever seen, you bitch. Calling me the worst daughter this world's ever seen just because I'm not doing what you want is just rude. None of what you've been doing has been for my sake. Rather, it's been all for your own. You're starting to freak out now because that $1,500 a month you're getting is no longer happening, right? Excuse me? I'm right on the mark, aren't I? Ever since I was a little girl, you never once cared about what I wanted or needed. The moment you heard I'd gotten married... No, wait, the moment you heard my husband was a CEO, you went to showing me all this love and care that you never once showed me before. That's not true. You were not on the mark at all. Far from it, actually. Then support my decision of getting that divorce. If I'm wrong, then you should be more than happy to see that your daughter is no longer with the man that was cheating on her. You shouldn't be worried about not getting $1,500 a month from him anymore, or not getting any more huge presents, right? Wait, that's what I thought. If you're not supporting your daughter right now with something that makes her happy, then you don't care about her. So I was right on the mark there. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Who the hell cares that you were on the mark there? What's wrong with me caring more about his money than my own daughter? I was trying to be quiet and listen to what you all had to say, but all of it was just bullcrap coming out of your mouth. I've heard enough. I have no use for a daughter that doesn't care as much about money as I do. Are you serious? Listen here, you little crap. For the longest time now, ever since you started to speak, you never listened to me and always talk like a smartass. Just because you're a little smart, you think you can talk like that to your own mother. Even though I was telling you as long as you got married, there was no need to go to college. But you got that scholarship without my permission and went to college anyway. You've always, for as long as I've known you, gone against my word and never ever listened to me. Well, sorry for that. You and I happen to value very different things is all. I get that you think you're always the boss, but I'm not a child anymore, so stop trying to lecture me about it. Ugh! I can't stand you talking back to me like that anymore. I'm starting to think that it's just not such a bad idea to throw you away forever. This is how you're gonna act and treat your own mother, then that's it. I'm disowning you for good. Excuse me? The only reason I've been so kind to you and raised you for all those years is because I was holding in my anger about how much you freaking acted like a jerk. That's why I was getting $1,500 a month from your CEO husband all this time in a way of paying me back for all the hard work that I did. I just wanted to live my life in luxury after so many years of raising a brat. But now you've gone and ruined everything for me by divorcing that rich man, you freaking idiot. I have no use for such a worthless daughter like you now. You have no right saying things like that to your own daughter. I'm not even hurt after hearing all that. I'm just in shock. Complete and utter shock. I've gotten all the use I could out of the lowlife that's been thrown out by her CEO husband. A useless daughter like you is never to come around me again, you hear me? At least now I get to keep my $1,500 every month. Thanks for that. What? You never want me around you again, right? Therefore, we're cutting ties to one another for good. I've been wanting something like this for a long time now myself, so this is perfect. Now I won't have to give up $1,500 a month anymore either. I won't have to give that man any of my money anymore either because now we're both officially divorced. Honestly, it feels like I've been reborn and I'm completely a new person. Oh, wait a second, you What the hell are you going on about right now? What it sounded like to me, you're making it seem like you were getting that money from Rick and sending it to me. I wasn't getting anything from Rick, actually. I was the one using my money to support you every month. That $1,500 that I was giving you every month was coming from my paychecks. Rick never gave you a penny. What? Is that so? That first month's $3,000 that I gave you was all from me, Mom, and ever since that day I've continued being the one that gave you all that money. But Rick was telling me how he was the one giving me the money. Back when I asked you to give me a little more every month is when I heard that from him. You had told me clear as day that you wouldn't give me any more than I was already getting, so I went and talked to him out of anger. And that's when he told me that if you weren't going to let me have any more money, that he would. And after he said that, I started to receive more money like I was asking for. Rick really loves to lie his ass off, doesn't he? After he said that to you, he came right to me about it. He told me that he felt bad for you, so he wanted me to send you just a little bit more. I then asked him why he couldn't give you the money himself that you wanted, and his excuse was that he simply couldn't, and that I should be the one to give you more. What? And even after that time, you started to always talk to him when you wanted more money, right? And then he'd always tell you that he's the CEO and that he can get you that extra money you always wanted. But he was never actually the one giving you anything because he'd always come back to me with the same excuse saying I should give you more because he just couldn't. And guess what? He would always tell me the next day after those talks that if I ever told you the truth, it would embarrass him. And that's why it always looked as though he was the one sending you that money, when it really has been always me. Are you kidding? But Rick is a CEO, right? He runs his own company. He should have tons of money on him, right? So why would he make you be the one to give me that money all the time? Don't tell me he's been stingy jerk this whole time. He can't be stingy because he has no money. He's a definition of a moneyless bastard. The company that Rick is so-called running never does any business, meaning that he makes a whopping $0 every year. Huh? $0 every year? What do you mean? He has a company that he's running, yet he doesn't make any money? How the hell does that work? The thing is, unless he actually has a company, there's no meaning to calling him himself a CEO. Normally one would take the company they have and provide a service or sell something, and that's how you make money from the company, right? But this company that Rick thinks he has doesn't do anything. What? He only has the company in order to call himself a CEO and have a business card with this company's name on it. Theoretically, yes, there is a company, however, it's not a real company. He doesn't do anything with it, therefore he makes $0 from it every year. What? But every time he and I would talk, he always told me that the company was doing well. He'd always wear really nice suits, and when we'd meet, he'd just give off that well-off CEO vibe. I bought all those suits for him. He was always whining about how if he had no good clothing to wear, then he'd never be able to get a job. So in order to shut him up, I went out and got him some of the cheapest secondhand suits I could find and gave them to him. Is that so? It wasn't just you that I was having to pay for that whole time, Mom. I was also paying for our place, all of the food, the electric and water bills, his clothing as well as mine, everything. All from my paycheck. Now, if you want to know how I've been able to do all that, it's because I've been doing one hell of a good job at work, and that's why everything just worked with the money I was making. No way. I had thought all this time that Rick was the stand-up guy who ran his own company and made loads of money. But it's not only that he's never had a company, but that this whole time he's had to live off of what you made. When it comes to me, I never once heard about how you were making so much money yourself. Well, you never even asked me about it. You always made it very clear to me, even after getting married to Rick, that you didn't care about what I did for work. Actually, you would always pester me about it, saying that I was married to a rich man and should be quitting my job, right? There was never a time where I could actually tell you about how well I've been doing at work, because anytime I tried, you just hit me with that statement. Hey, Mom, I'd believed in you so much for so long now. I understood when I was younger that we'd always butt heads on things and you never liked the path I'd take, but I was sure that when I got into college you'd be supportive of me. And I started to believe that once I got myself a good job, you'd be supportive of me. I believed that by sending you money every month, you'd finally be happy and supportive of me. I'd worked this hard all my life believing that one day you'd be proud of me and support me. But that belief that you'll one day be proud of me is gone now. What? I've thought so many times now that I really want to cut ties to you. But you were the one that gave birth to me, and I never wanted to imagine a day that your own daughter would tell you goodbye forever. However, now that you've said you want to disown me just now, I'm so thankful. I can finally be free to live and do the things I want. Rosie, hold on a minute. I might have been taking things too far by saying that I wanted to cut ties to you and everything. Goodbye forever now. I'm going to do something you've asked from me for once, and that's never show my face around you or bother you again. I hope you're happy now.
Please, Rosie, can you please find a way to make your way back to me?
What? Who the hell is this?
You have to know who I am. Now, I want you to calm down and listen to what I have to say. I've finally come around to realizing why you were so important to me.
You've only just realized that now.
I had really believed that things would go well after the divorce. I happened to have 2 other women around me and a man who's been divorced before, and it's kind of awesome, right? And I was thinking that this would be the year I finally started to do something with my company. I was really thinking I could rub all my success in your face later on, but well, before I knew it, I was already $30,000 in debt. At this point, my company is going to go bankrupt.
You're joking. You're finally losing that company.
I'm really shocked by this myself. The moment that we got that divorce, my company started to dive into the red, which is strange because for years now I've been making it work, not having to do anything but just call myself the CEO of the company.
Damn. So you still haven't learned a thing. The reason you were never in the red all those years is because of me. I was doing all the paperwork and paying the bills so that you could keep that company going without you ever bothering to notice. So it makes total sense why you would be in the red now after I left. I'm going to assume that your company going into debt had nothing to do with the company itself though, right? You still carry the company credit card on you with a limit of $40,000 on it, right? Have you been using that card to buy groceries and things like that ever since the divorce?
Wait,
Just like I thought. Can't believe you're as old as you are and still don't understand how credit cards work. You used to work an actual job, for God's sakes, but you quit it after getting married to me saying that you'd start a company of your own. Yet look at you. 3 years of you doing nothing with it besides making me waste my money to keep it afloat. I'm guessing that now, since you've pretty much lost the company, your girlfriends have run away?
they sure as hell have. Ever since this morning, they haven't been reading any more of my text to them. They won't even answer my phone calls anymore.
Oh no.
So please, help me out. Help me and my company. Help me with my life. I figured out that you're important to me, so please, help.
I'm sorry to say this, Rick, but I don't need you in my life anymore. Goodbye, Rick. It's too late to regret all that you've done now, so stop your whining and do something with your life for once. Hey, Rosie, I'm very sorry for saying such terrible things to you before. Right now, your mother's very sad about what she's done to you, and with all of her heart is asking for you to please give her another chance. Nope. I have no need for you anymore. Don't be so cruel to me. Ever since what happened to us, I've been thinking. I think for the past few weeks, I've just been really shocked and frazzled. The divorce of you and Rick has really surprised me is the thing. I never knew about Rick being a fake that whole time, so it really caused me to rethink how I treat you. I should have been worried about you that whole time while supporting you, but instead I just continue to say some terrible things. Stop calling yourself my mom. Goodbye forever now. Wait. Please just stick with me a little longer. There are still some things I really want to talk to you about. As a way of showing my thanks to you for everything you've done for me, I've found you a new man. What? A new man? I'm sure that since the divorce, every day for you has been lonely at night, right? And what made things worse is that you were cheated on, which led to the divorce, and I'm sure you're still hurting. So your mom, in order to make you happy again, has found you a really great new man. I got you this new man in order to help heal those wounds to your heart and keep you company. I never asked for anything like that. Well, I know. But please don't be so cold about all this. I finally found you a man that will work perfectly for you. He's a little bit older than you, being in his 50s, but he's a real gentleman. He's even saying that he doesn't mind that you've been divorced before. Jesus Christ. In his 50s? He's also running his own company right now, but not like what Rick was doing. He's actually making money from his company. And he said that since you were making just as much as he is, he'd be willing to marry you. I think this man is perfect for you, and you both will get along so well. Gosh dang it, stop all that. In his 50s? He's closer in age to you than he is to me. If he's that good of a man, why don't you marry him? But he said that if he's going to get married, it's going to be with a young woman. He's told me that he really likes my character and body, but he'd much rather be married and have kids with someone who hasn't been pregnant yet. So if you're able to marry him for me, then we can all be a happy family and share. For crying out loud! Enough! That guy. Have you been dating him? After you told me that you were going to cut ties with me, I freaked out a little and found myself a boyfriend. But it's okay. I don't happen to need him for anything more than his money, so you guys can sleep together. I promise that as long as I get to use his money, you can do whatever you'd like with him and I won't get in your way. No. This is so messed up. This is actually beyond messed up now. This is like something that makes one need to be committed to an insane asylum. I'm disgusted by all of this. Freaking disgusted. Please don't say things like that about me, Rosie. Aren't you embarrassed to be all alone right now, having a divorce under your belt? You'll be able to get married again, and I'll be able to have my daughter back. He'll be able to marry a younger woman, and I'll be able to have his money. This all sounds like the perfect idea to me, so let's all three become one happy family. I'm blocking you. Go screw yourself. What? Rosie, you're not really blocking me, are you? Go screw yourself with a rusty pipe. What? Goodbye for frickin' ever now, you whore. Rosie! Wait, Rosie! You need to help your mother out. You can't just leave me forever. Right after that, I blocked my mom's number, her email, and all of her social media accounts, and just to be sure, I changed rooms within the apartment building. I also went and explained everything to my boss about what was wrong with my mom, so that if she ever tried to find me there, the front would immediately have the security personnel walk her out and lock the doors. Thankfully, she never did end up coming to the office looking for me, but from what I was hearing about her the day I blocked her, that man went and dumped her, which has now left her searching for wherever I'm living at now, which will hopefully never work in her favor. I understand that some might feel bad for what I had to do to my mom, leaving her like that when she was at her most vulnerable, but all of you listening know the kind of monster she is, and that's all I care about. However, a lot of my friends know of my past with her as well, and the hardships I've had recently, so when she's gone to them asking for my address, they all tell her to screw off and that she deserves to be tossed away by her daughter. When it comes to what happened to Rick after all that, he ended up going back to his parents' house. But he had totally forgot about the fact that he took his parents' money in order to pay off the $30,000 debt he was in. So as they opened the door to him, they said he wasn't allowed in until he'd paid them every penny back. I never even knew about him stealing his parents' money in order to pay all the debt off, and I'm sure he was never going to tell me in order to get $30,000 out of me, hopefully. As of right now, he lives in an old barn on someone else's property, although the owner doesn't know about it yet. And while he's been sleeping in there with the pigs, he's been working for a lawn care company under the hot sun every day trying to make money in order to pay his parents back. At least that's all I've heard.